Get down. Let me clear my throat. Yeah. Oh, that's better. That's better. Somebody pass around the offering. Since I'm always preaching on tracks, you feel me? I'm not gonna get paid for it. Sermon of the day. You right where you supposed to be, baby. Informant, that information for me. Important you get a portion of fortune pouring. Confession, fortunately, blessings on now they snoring. You mellow, so focused on scoring. Got you underperforming. I never expect something, never assume nothing. Judging me for my past, but that's why I'm triumphant. I don't demand, I know where I stand like engineer hands. Watch how my life pans. That game plan, show out like a jotter, pop out like a cutter. Telling the click rock, skipping the course, squares like hopscotch. This gonna be my mood to my beat drop. Putting my boogie shoes in my diddy boots, ain't no stop. I'ma make the rest of my life live. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live. I'm gonna make the rest of my life the best of my life. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live. I'ma make the rest of my life live. I'm gonna make the rest of my life the best of my life. Congratulations on the celebration. I know I'm dope without a need of a validation. No congratulations on no celebration. I know I'm dope without a need of a validation. Yeah. If having hope is dangerous, call me evil Knievel. You leading on the wrong side, living with pens and needles. So lethal, mean Shane Black wanna write a sequel. Cause I snuggle my dream till it's seen as illegal. And I still probably will, cause I can never give up. I got my goals calling me, how could I never pick up? Either we make up or just break up. With the snake hits, get the rake up. Yeah, selfish, I'ma cake up. If I don't shake me to wake up. Let my depression catapult me to succession. Shine a light on my imperfections like a projection. Every struggle and lesson, your issues ain't your oppression. Never got a question, keep pushing me to progression like I'ma make the rest of my life live. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live. I'm gonna make the rest of my life the best of my life. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live. I'ma make the rest of my life.
That's how I feel. Cause it's been that kind of week, right? I don't know about y'all, but it's been that kind of week, right? All right, let's take it back up for a second. How about
celebration? I know I'm dope without a need of a validation. Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta dance it out, y'all. Sometimes you gotta dance it out. You just gotta put your 2 feet, just do your 2-step on the floor. Sometimes you just gotta dance it out. Good evening, everybody. Welcome in, y'all. Happy Thursday. What's popping, good people? Happy August. We made it. Can you believe it? It is what? The 8th month of the year. I feel like the year just started. Where did it go? Who knows? I'm not sure. But hey, we glad to be here, right? Just one more again. So good evening, people. I'm your Thursday night host, Lady Dawn B, here on the greatest YouTube channel to ever be a YouTube channel in the world of YouTube on this side of heaven, on the Bravo with Sheila Network. We appreciate you all for joining us on tonight. So I'm gonna ask if you would, please sir, please ma'am, even now, if you would just, there's a little thumbs up button, look like that, or maybe like this, whichever way it is for you. If you just click that thumbs up button, we would appreciate it so very much, because it helps us to push our content out there and to keep ourselves on this amazing network, so that we can keep bringing good content and good conversation to each and every one of you. And we appreciate you being here on tonight. And after you hit that thumbs up button, listen, don't be shy. Come all the way in. Just come on in. Just come all the way in and just hit that subscribe button, and then hit that just have the audacity. Just have the audacity to hit that notification bell as well. This way you can subscribe to this channel and you will be notified you will be unnotified. Do you okay? Y'all see what I'm doing? You see where I'm at tonight? You will be unnotified. It's the new thing. I'm just saying. You will be notified every time one of the amazing shows come on this network. I am not the only one who holds it down here on the Bravo with Sheila Network. But I do appreciate you joining us on tonight, on Thursday night, with me, your girl, Lady Dawn B. It is my favorite night of the week because I get to spend the next 60, 90, sometimes 120 plus minutes with each and every one of you. And so we enjoy that. Y'all don't know the joy that you give me in my heart. I so appreciate you. So thank you for joining us tonight. We are looking forward to having a great conversation per usual. And before I bring up our team, our squad, because we got a few of our members up in the building, just want to give a few house rules as usual. Y'all pray for me. My sinuses have been doing their own thing. But guess what? We here. So the number one rule that we have here on the Bravo Sheila Network, while we are not a Christian-based network, okay, we are open to everyone's thoughts, feelings, and opinions, whatever your moral compass is. We welcome it. We encourage you to engage with us in the chat. We want to hear your comments, your questions, your thoughts. The only thing we ask in number one is that it is done respectfully, because we operate in a space of integrity and respect, and we want everyone to be heard and embraced. So there's no right or wrong answers unless it's just totally, completely left. But I mean, hey, sometimes it's all right. How do we know we're right until we figure out that we're wrong? You know what I'm saying? So we're good. But respect is the number one thing, and we want you to feel comfortable to share and engage. I'm excited about this month. I don't know what's gonna happen, y'all. I'm just trying to tell you. I have no idea. So we just going. I don't know, but I'm just excited because we got some good conversations coming up. But respect is the number one thing here. So we ask that whatever, again, your moral compass is, you're free to share. We want you to engage. We want you to be a part of the conversation. And if you're putting comments in the chat, and for any reason, if it is not noticed or posted, if you would do me a favor, because there are some people who have reached out to me and said sometimes they're commenting, but maybe it's not being seen. Please charge it to technology, not to my heart nor my head. Sometimes we have to possibly go back out. Now, I don't want y'all to leave, okay? I want y'all to stay. But sometimes YouTube is the way that you come into the show. So sometimes you have to come in through YouTube and find the show that way, and your comments can be seen if you're finding that. Which is also why it's important that I invite you guys to say hello when you come in the building so that we can acknowledge you. We know those who are up in the expensive seats in the silent section who don't necessarily like to come down, but you're watching. We see you. We love you. We appreciate you. And as always, I'll tell you, come on down. It's safe. We got security. I ain't going to let nobody hurt you. We want to we want to have a good talk with you. So we want to hear your thoughts. As far as me and most of the panel here, we are, believers. So with me, again, you're going to get a little Jesus every time you get me, because that is my moral compass. So when you hear us referring to God or Jesus in our conversation, again, this is not a Christian-based network. We are here to have conversation, not to convict nor convince anyone, but that is our moral compass. So you put in whatever your moral compass is in that space. We want you to feel welcome to do it. All right. Again, just respectfully, because if disrespect is found, showed, or displayed anywhere within this wonderful little broadcast, we have the greatest moderator to ever do it in these YouTube streets. That's right. She is in the person of Anae Kenya, the beautiful lady Anae, and I promise you, her button finger is lethal. She will be more than happy, a little too glad to push that button and gently but abruptly escort you out of the building, because we have to make sure this is a safe space. So we're thankful Anae has not had to use that button, that trigger finger, quite a bit. She's been pretty, it's been pretty easy, but we thank God for her because she is the greatest, again, moderator to ever do it in these YouTube streets, and she belongs to us, and she is here on our team. So let's see who we have in the chat before we bring up our people. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm just gonna bring up the squad because they here. I think they ready to have some good conversation on tonight. We love you, Anae. So let me bring the people up before I acknowledge the people so we can all just greet each other together. So y'all know him. Y'all love him. He is no stranger here. I pretty much kidnapped him. I might have, I think I did maybe football tackled him verbally to be, it's just what it is sometimes. You just got to snatch the good people when the good people come in your life. So he is an author. He is everything that his hands see fit to do, I believe he does and can do. I don't think there's not much he does not do. I'm not going to say he's a handyman. He is the man, just all around. From what I've known and what I've seen and what I hear, just an amazing person. And y'all know him. Y'all love him. And he is the author, the poet, Mr. Justin Wilson. He is our own our very own. What's popping? How you doing? And now you're on mute.
Hey sis, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. Just I'm here. Happy
Okay.
to be here.
All right. We're glad to see you here. We like it when you here.
Yeah. And you can't kidnap the willing. So
Oh,
I'm here of my own volition. I want to be here. I couldn't wait to be here.
well, I love that because you know what? I don't want to go to jail. I'm not built for prison. So I thank you for not telling on me. I can't.
And that's why we are on the record saying I am here of my own volition. We got people in office and they kind of trying to look for reasons. So ain't no
Right.
reasons. We're here because we want to be here.
So I'm glad for that. See, that's what family does. Family, family helps you save yourself. Because I just put myself out there as a kidnapper. But as he said, I'm not. I'm not. You cannot kidnap the willing. And we are just glad he is here. And we gonna actually Justin is gonna come back. I don't know, maybe one Thursday this August or in September. I'm not sure, depending on his schedule. But he came and he shared from his book, Courageous Vulnerability. And I'm promising you, y'all, listen, y'all need to go get it, read it, come on, dialogue with us about it. It will bless you and heal you. Ladies, get it. Gentlemen, get it. Everybody, get it. And we're going to tell you how. So I'm grateful Justin is in the house on tonight. See, there you go. Go ahead. Don't do a quick plug. Do the whole plug. See, that's right. Uh-huh. That's hard work right there.
Mhm.
It's a labor
Yep,
of love. Okay.
absolutely.
A blessing.
Some
So,
some of some of what we're gonna talk about tonight can be found in there too. So
okay,
we'll
well,
see what happens.
we're going to let you bring that out. We're going to let you bring that out. Okay? Because
Yes,
tonight
bro.
we're going for it. We just going for it. Okay?
Yes, bro.
So next up, I'm gonna bring up. She's my girl. It's my girl. She's my sister girl. I just love her to pieces. She's newly married, and her and her husband were on the show previously. We talked about blended families. That's right. She is my sis. I guess I can call her sis in love from a different perspective, different angle. But either way, you do know her, you love her. This is her second time. Again, once you come on here, you ain't no stranger, you family. That's what it is. That's how we roll. So y'all welcome in my sis. Now I'm talking now, y'all welcome in my sis, okay? Because I come for the people when they don't take care of my people. So come on up, Mrs. Swinton, the Mrs. Swinton, also known as Tasha. Hey girl, hey.
Hey, good evening. Good evening.
How
Look,
you
I got
doing
my shirt
today?
on. Can you see my shirt? I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, come on. We see the double rings. We see them. All right, come on and be married and be
Right, right,
proud.
right, right, right.
Uh,
Yes.
I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Do your thing. Celebrate your love.
Right.
Aha. And hallelujah. And while we're at it, might as well bring up her counterpart. Y'all know him. You love him. He's always got something to drop in the building. He is, I don't know what to say, he's the half. He's the half whole. He's the other part of Tasha. You know him. I call him Sir Eric. He's in the building on tonight. Welcome in, E. What's popping?
Good evening, all. How are you?
We're
Hello,
good.
Smoochie.
Hey, babe. How are you?
Well, here we go. These two. All right.
Justin, my brother. How are you? Did he have to step out?
He's here.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Hey, what's going on, bro? I'm sorry. I was trying to share the live out to a couple of people I know. So that my bad. But I'm
Oh,
here.
it's
Now,
all right.
listen, do what you do. Invite them all in. Bring them all in as a building. Bring them all
Hey,
in the building.
last time I seen he was I'm glad to be able to see you here still with us. That's what I say
Of
about the
course.
last time I see you. And it's a
Always.
pleasure to meet Mrs. Swinton. Who y'all are a inspiration to
Uh-oh. Eric, what did you say?
I don't know.
I didn't say nothing. I don't know what he's all about. I don't know what
I
y'all
don't
talking
know.
about.
He seems a little concerned for your well-being. So
No,
yeah.
This is how brotherhood works. It wasn't him, it was somebody else. My bad.
oh,
He
are
just
you
said
sure?
no.
Because all of our
You
shows tape, then we could always go back to the replay. So
Right. I think I'm gonna have to look at the replay because see, I'm at work whenever y'all are doing this. I'm on vacation, so I missed stuff. Clearly, I missed something.
Don't worry, sis. I got.
On the advice of counsel, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent on these matters. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, but it's already out there on the interwebs, so I can find it.
Listen, me and Justin gonna stay out of grown folk, married folk business. We just.
There you go. That's what we're gonna do. I'm with that part.
Oh boy. Okay.
But yes, we are glad to see that he is still here amongst us, and Tasha's, sporting orange is the new black. So we're grateful for that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back and look at the broadcast I missed while I'm at work.
We're just gonna be here. No. We just don't worry. We're just gonna be here tonight. We're just gonna be here. No.
That's all right. I'm on vacation, so I got time. I got time.
Well, you know what? I think Theo was calling. I think the coaches. I feel like I hear her calling because she is the Bravo Network sweetheart. I'm just gonna move on. I'm gonna push us forward into the show.
Okay.
So y'all know her, y'all love her. She is my sis Diz, one of a kind, a jewel, a gem, and she is definitely, I'm dubbing her the Bravo Network sweetheart because everybody loves Coach Theo, and we are bringing her up tonight. Hey sis, how are you?
I am well. Hey everyone, I was sitting and down here saying I'm just gonna stay out of it, but I'm glad to my brother.
I am good.
I am deeply concerned.
No worries over here. I'm good.
I am deeply concerned. What did he say?
Nothing bad at all. Nothing.
We don't get involved in married folk business and things of that nature. We are not those people. Okay, y'all gonna have to have a council session maybe with Coach Theo afterwards. I don't know. I'm putting my eldership on the side. I'm gonna let Coach Steele handle this.
It was all in love.
How? Okay, I am very concerned. Okay.
No need, but we're here tonight. Then tonight.
Okay.
Y'all know what we do. Okay, for the month of August, we are starting our toxicity early, and we're making sure that it lasts all month long. The entire month. Why? Because every Thursday this month we are doing Lady Dawn Be After Dark. Now y'all know, Bravo Nation, that every Thursday, no matter what we talking about, there is that magical hour that is about 8:30 that everything starts to go left, and we just tend to stay there. Well, tonight we're gonna start there and stay there, and by the end of August, I'm scared but excited to see where we're gonna end up. So we want to have real deep conversation on tonight. We want to start out with a couple of questions from our team, and we're just going to engage in dialogue and chat. We want you to engage with us also. So let's see, before we get into the conversation, that's right, August is, since it's the hottest month, we're going to have the hottest conversations. And that's just what we're going to do. We're going to let it take its own breath in life, see where it goes. So want to welcome in tonight the Intellectual Soapbox. Welcome. How you doing? Thank you for joining. So salute to Bravo with Sheila. Salute to Dawn B. What's good? What's popping? Much love to you. I'm so glad you came through on tonight. Welcome in, welcome in. Also, we have, good Lord, I call him Bishop, but he is in the person of Patrick Riley. He says, hey, family. Hey, Patrick. Thank you for joining. Glad you made it. I'm pretty sure, I'm going to leave that alone. But Patrick, you feel free. You just feel free tonight. I'm not going to bother you. Natasha Petty Swinton says, hey all, she's greeting everybody. Oh, Landon Price is in the building. Hey, Landon, welcome in. Good to see you. Let's see who is up. And we got my mama, Pastor Rosa. She says, good evening, everyone. It's Thursday, time to hit that like button. Just saying, come on, Ma. Come on and push the people to hit the like button. Y'all heard it. Mama said it, so you got to push that button. She said, oh, she's loving on her and Nay. And let's see. We have Mr. Vaughn, the Invisible Man, Eric in the building, saying blessings all. He always gives us like 92,600 million and 4 L's because he doesn't want anybody to ever feel left out. So it's good to see you. It's good to see you. Oh, and of course, you know her. You love her. She was on last week and came in. It is Paris Von Thomas, my sis, in the building, saying good evening, panel, and everyone. Love you, Mama Rosa. You know, there's so much love within this family. So much love. So, guys, on tonight, again, we just going to flow with the After Dark conversation. Theo is shouting. She said, Paris! Listen, we had a good time last week on the ladies' chat, okay? We're about to do it again. Bring them back. On tonight, we are having our Thursday night After Dark conversation. And it gets really real when we have After Dark conversation because we pull no punches. We keep it 100. And we have Mr. and Mrs. Swinton with us tonight also. They are going to be, I want to have, there's a couple conversation that I want to have. Next week, we're going to have another couple on. But, you know, we're all here. You know, so we're going to highlight them with a question a little later on. But on tonight, to start off our Thursday night After Dark conversation, I'm trying to think where do I want to begin? There's so many things to talk about in these days and these times. So let me, because I have my questions here. I'm going to put my glasses on because you know y'all acting like I can't see. I'm gonna act like that. All right, Paris is giving you love back, Theo. So my first question to the panel, I'm gonna be easy. I'm gonna be nice for the moment, and then we just gonna let it take its toll. My question for the panel on tonight, because we, you know, it never stays exactly where we put it. So I want to start by asking you guys: do you think that is it better to listen to your heart or listen to your head?
Well, don't everybody get quiet.
Everybody's handling.
I didn't want to just jump in first. So
No, go ahead, Miss Tasha.
you know what? I think it depends on where you are in your journey. If you are someone who's still hurt and still dealing with certain things, sometimes, you know, leading with your heart can be a problem because your heart might be putting out emotions and putting out things from stress that make you act in a way that's not really conducive to being successful in your relationship. Your heart is important, but if your heart is hurting, leading from your heart can be a big problem.
Okay, but should you listen to, there's a question, hold on. Mm-hmm. Paris said, do I have to be nice to Eric because of Mrs. Smoochie?
Wow, Paris, really?
Well, okay.
Y'all have the brother sisterly love support. I'm going to say no because Mrs. Smoochie has not yet seen the footage. So I'm just going to say no. But, you know, I could be wrong. If my is wrong,
Eric under the bus Thursday nights.
If my show is wrong, we'll just come back and apologize. But for right now, I'm just gonna say no.
My hair and everything getting set. You about to go in? Let's go in.
Listen, we going in. We gonna take it all the way there on to negative. Okay.
Wow, y'all are choosing violence early, but okay.
Say, like, come on now.
This is what
love and the peace.
This is it because it's after dark. This is what happened. Y'all know. Y'all already know how it goes. Okay. Well, Paris said, "Hi, Eric. I figured I'd start acting up early. See, she's in after dark mode. She's
she ready.
What? And y'all know I said 20. I'm 2025 toxic. So I've been that way since January. So y'all just gonna have to thug it out with me for the next few months. Maybe 2026. I'll take another minute. But for right now, this is where we at. Okay, so Tasha says, with discretion, you should listen to your head over your heart if your heart is still healing and broken and in pieces. So, Justin, what say you?
I think like Mr. Twin said, it depends on where this is, like who you're talking to. If this is a relationship that has some time on it, and your head and your heart are not in alignment, then there's some work that needs to be done within. Um, if it's a relationship that started in the beginning, um, your head, your heart can be longing for companionship, and your head can be saying, "Yeah, you might want to slow down." Um,
Mm,
I think this is a really complex question, just
mhm.
because where what's the circumstances? Is it new? Is it something that's been going on? If you're in a relationship or a marriage that's been around for a while, and your head your head will sometimes be like, just look over it, and your heart be like, nah, it's something happening right now. I don't understand
Mhm.
what's going on. This is it's the little unfamiliar movements that the heart be like, wait, what's that? I don't know what that is. So at least that's how it worked for me. So yeah, I if that's a really complex question, if you for me, that's a complex question. I don't know the circumstances.
Okay. I mean, well, because it is, yeah, there is a lot of components that could go into that question. But I mean, just in general, if we just, just basically, when we're making decisions, it could be relationship, whatever the circumstance is, most of our decisions come from, or all of our decisions pretty much come from those two spaces. Aside from, trying to steer away a little bit from the spirituality aspect because we want to get the real raw initial. I don't want to pray about it, and wait 3 days for the Holy Spirit to speak to you, and go on a fast and then go up to the mountain like Moses did. No, because we real people. You know what I'm saying? And we know most of the time we don't do that. If that's your moral compass, we don't do that until like all hell breaks loose. You know what I'm saying? We wait until the house is on fire and the beams are like, getting ready to fall into the ground in ashes. And then we go like, hey God, hey, it's me. So listen, this is what oh, behind me. No, don't, that's not, don't worry about that. That's just fire. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't, you know what I'm saying? We do that. So, but how do we get there? Because we made a decision or a choice. Somebody has feedback. I'm not sure who it is. So, hold on. Let's see what's happening. Okay. So, with being said, let's see, Eric, what do you say? Is
You
it
have
better
to
to lead with your head or your
you have to lead with your head. You have to lead with your head because if you're not leading with your head, your direction is going to be off, and you have to be able to ask yourself what is the other person all about, and you can't do that with your heart.
Well, it's not necessarily about what the other person is all about, but what are you? Because you have to make your decision for you. I'm not challenging your answer, and chat, y'all chime in. What say you, chat? Is it better to listen to your head or to your heart? Come on, Coach Theo. Now I know Coach Steele's probably gonna give us. I don't know if I want her to give us the rational answer or if no, I don't want the rational answer. I want the Theo answer.
Oh
I
no,
want.
I'm gonna give that true answer. I mean, just based on past experience, right? Because my heart has often gotten me in trouble, right? Because I tend to lead sometimes from an emotional space, right? I definitely, it has to be a balance, right? There has to be that head posture combined with heart, right? To balance and check it out. But I also rely a lot on just my emotional intelligence, right? So just really being self-aware, knowing who I am, knowing that I am emotional, knowing that I am an empath, right? Knowing that I have a good heart. So I have to be very careful of people not taking advantage of me, right? So I would say from my past experience, it's a combination of both, right? Because I tend to lead with my heart, but because of past experience, I've learned to really kind of like balance it out. And then at the end of the day, although I know you didn't want to hear this, I'm taking it to God. Give me some. What say you, Lord? Right? And then I have to like listen and not be like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and try it on my own, right? But yeah, but I would definitely say, just from my past experience, I can't really always rely on my heart because it gets me into trouble sometimes.
Okay, that's fair. Well, Coach Theo said she gave a very rounded, well-balanced answer. She touched all three. Paris says it depends on the situation. She also said, speak it, Coach. And then she said, of course, pray about it. Now, and I'm here for it all. I'm here for all three. But I think, my thoughts are, realistically, we most often I believe a lot of us follow our hearts more so than we do with our head. We rely on our emotion when we move in something. We let the emotion of a moment push us to make a decision. And most often then we have to go back and rationalize. Like, we don't rationalize first because we got to acknowledge what we're feeling in our heart. So that's usually the first place that it starts. Some of us don't rationalize at all. Our heart says, do it. And we're like, yes, and then we go. But maybe when I'm halfway over the cliff, I realized it was not a good idea. Like, I should have thought it out, and our mind is like, but I told you. I was trying to tell you, but you wasn't listening. Is it just me or, or I'm pretty sure it's not. Welcome in, Pastor Shanks. He says, depends on how your heart is conditioned. If unclean spirits have your heart, listen to your head. Thank you for that share. Thank you. Yes, it does. And there's no black and white. There's no yes and no. I think it's going to, it will switch depending on particular situations, but everything is not necessarily in a relationship arena. Sometimes it's the jobs that we take. Sometimes it's the friendships. Like, do I listen to my heart? How many of us, we panic over, certain things like, should I leave? Should I retire? Should I quit? Should I look for a new job? Should I move now? Should I not? Should I buy these shoes? Should we have steak for dinner? Like, how often are we really navigating our responses and our actions to what
should I cuss this person out today?
or should I wait till tomorrow?
Right, exactly. Like
have better curse words tomorrow. Should I let my anger, marinate a little bit because it comes out a bit more passionately? Right?
Should I keep it for myself? Should I share it?
You gotta think, like, we gonna keep it really real.
I shared mine today. I told him.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Hey, Roz. Hi, cousin. Welcome in.
Yeah, I just invited my cousin, about 20 people, see how many people show up.
Well, we ain't worried about that. We thank you for it, but we here.
Yeah. We here.
Welcome in, everybody. It's Thursday night with me, your girl, Lady Dawn B, and we got the squad up on the panel tonight. We just having some after dark conversation. We're starting out with some mild questions before we really get into it. Now, again, this is not a Christian-based network. We come here to have real conversation, real talk with real people and real resolutions. We're not here to convict nor convince. We are here to have conversation. And for the month of August, it is all after dark. We are going left all the way. Everybody's playing real nice and cute right now, but, we'll see as the night goes. It's still early. We usually turn the corner at 8:30. So, we got a little bit. So I'm just going to warm us up just slightly. But Pastor Shank says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. That is the word. So what comes out of your mouth exposes your heart. And that's true. sometimes, well, then again, sometimes what comes out of our mouth is not what's in our heart. And we label that as the lies that we tell. Mm-hmm. Your heart is saying one thing. No, I don't like you. No, I don't like the way that looks on you. Nope. Your cooking is not good. Yet, out of our mouth, right? Just we keeping it real or what? But out of our mouth is, oh, this is delicious. Yes, that looks amazing on you. And you are my favorite person today. It's just, are we keeping it real or are we keeping it real?
Yeah, you're my
Keeping it real.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I thought it was just me.
Like Jared is saying about the orange. Like I look lovely in orange, but I'm not trying to wear it every day with a number on my back.
I said, tell it, coach. Oh, wait a minute. I done clicked one too many times. I see myself in orange the rest of my life. Maybe I need to quit. If you see, that's a good sign.
Exactly.
That you need to consider a trip to HR. Yeah, because it's really not.
HR really would prefer not to see
HR never wants to.
Yeah, because they're not going to pay your benefits while you locked up. They're not going to do that. The state going to take care of you from now on. Rosalind says, I have developed a filter in my later years. Ooh, Rosalind.
Yeah, she has. She has.
Bless you.
Has
anybody developed a filter?
Huh?
I said, has anybody else developed a filter? Because I don't believe I have. I think mine's
God is still working on me
for a long time, and I feel like now it's just it's not there, and even the spout is like wider now than it was before. I mean, is it just me? I don't know.
No, what I have developed, what I have had for a very long time is the blank stare, because my expressions will normally tell you what I'm thinking. So I have had to that, especially because of the line of work that I do. So I usually just want no one to try to figure out what I'm actually thinking. But I have learned how to say, maybe you don't want to share this with this person in this way.
See, I need to train on that, because I can do the stare, but you know what I'm thinking while I'm staring at you. You absolutely know. Because my facial expression is
you Justin, you're coming for you.
I started out with a filter, but time and being silent has broken the filter. So now I don't say whatever. I choose my words very carefully, but I use my ability with words with precision.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
very
fair.
intentional.
Yeah, you have to, you learn how to get your point across, right? And sometimes they don't even really know that you telling them something, but you get it across.
Yep. You think about it later and be like, wait a minute.
And they'd be like, wait a minute, did he just call me stupid?
See, that's my specialty, that right there. Because for me, the blank is not good, because I'll start blinking, and when I start blinking, my family's like, good Lord, she tapped out. Like, it's not a good thing.
I have no blink. You just got to be like,
yeah. So it's much better if I'm not blinking, because then my sister and my mother will be like, good God, okay. Somebody like, hello, they start clapping like, hey,
come back.
Right, because I'm getting ready to cross over. Definitely crossing over. Let's see. Paris says, Dawn, sometimes silence is best. Stop the lies. Silence can be silent. See, the problem that I have with us being silent at times when we shouldn't is that so how fair is it that we have to suppress our responses to sometimes things that have been initiated by other people. How fair is that? So then I'm putting your feelings above mine, and then I become accustomed to pushing my feelings to the back, and then we lose our voice, right? Is it just me? I'm saying, right?
No, I mean, I think
that's
no,
100%.
I agree, but I also feel like sometimes I'm asking myself, is it even worth it? Like, do I want to waste my energy or expend my time, having this conversation, right? Like, so I think it depends on the situation, because there are times when I'm like, is this person even worth, right? Like the energy that I'm going to expend to have this conversation that's going to probably go over their head anyway, right? So I think sometimes it depends on the situation.
I'm gonna
right?
indulge myself.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm like, if you're going to disturb my peace, like,
I'm like, if you took me there, now we're here.
I also have a very bad, like, I've gotten better, but I also can kind of just like erase you, like, from my, like, just like you cease to, exist. Like, I could sit in the same room with you, say hello, but I don't have to say another word to you, kind of thing. So,
Wait, that's a bad thing?
but listen.
It ain't bad for you. It might be bad for them, but it ain't bad.
Yeah, because it works perfect.
I don't think it's a bad thing, but
okay.
some people have, might think it is. I think
Y'all sound like Virgos.
no, I'm a Taurus.
Huh.
You know I'm not. She's because she's a Virgo. That's.
Yeah.
I'm Team Scorpio. You already know that.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying. Well, I was saying Justin and Theo. They said because we can just tune you out.
Yeah.
You don't even exist anymore.
I can't.
I'll report you, but other than that, we never have to have another conversation or word.
See, then that leads back to, do I listen to my head or my heart? Because I can tune you out. My head might say, just tune it out. But because you got me in this space, now my heart is aggravated. And my heart is like, nope, we got some things that we need to get off of our chest. So you gotta choose whom you're gonna listen to. How you gonna move, what you gonna do.
But like for me, at the point that when I get to that point, right, of just like it's whatever, I'm not even really trying to have any further relationship with you. So it doesn't really matter. Like I'm to the point of like, honestly, I might have had a funeral on my head for you. Like I can't say it like that. But it's like
real. That's real.
Yeah, we on the same page because I definitely have given my condolences and yeah, you good.
Write the obituary, burn it, let it float up in the air.
You had 2 minutes of silence in there.
We got nothing else.
I walked away from plenty of people that was talking to me, and I just turned and walked.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Don't you hear me talking to you?" And I just kept on walking. I don't care. Because when
I don't do that in my personal life. I do that at work. But good, okay.
Yeah, but when I start feeling my heartbeat on the outside of my chest, it is time.
Yeah, no, you just gotta go.
Yeah, it's just time for me to get away from it. Because I work in the hospital. It's easy for me to catch a case of here.
Lord Jesus. Mm-hmm. Work there. Don't be a patient. Well, Elaine says.
Oh, no. Be a patient here.
Welcome in, Dr. E. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe because Dr. E is the host of Mondays Beyond the Mic right here on the network at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right. And I get to ride shotgun with her and co-host on Monday nights. We have much more touching conversations on Monday. So if you want the gentle talk, come visit us Monday nights. Thursday nights and Monday nights on steroids. So you see how that works? We're full service here. She says, I have what is known as the blinking ministry instead of talking. Yes. See, we're twins. There's a whole anointing in blinking. Okay. It's a whole thing. Stuff happens. Stuff really happens. Okay. Paris said, work in progress. I think we all are. But as I get older, I care less. Ooh, yeah. I say with age comes freedom, but also wisdom. And that's true. That is very, very true. With age does come freedom. You do have to free yourself. I don't feel like holding everything in no more. I just don't want to. I don't want to. It's not that I can't. I don't want to. Period.
That's where I'm at.
But when you hold, because when you hold stuff in, that it's not good, right? It creates, you know, stress.
It creates a lot of stress, health problems, and it's not. I don't think that. I think, you know, with this question, it's because we have to come to a point of understanding where our power is and where our strength is, and stop allowing other people feelings and emotions, you know, to supersede our own. Meanwhile, they walking around scot-free, happy as a hog, and we over here stressed and struggling and just trying to, you know, so there has to be a balance. And it doesn't mean that you have to be disrespectful or insulting, you know, while you are expressing, but I'm just saying, like, let's just keep it real. You know, if you feel comfortable enough to start a particular conversation or to initiate a particular situation, you got to be strong enough, mature enough, and ready to receive what that response is going to be. You know,
That's true.
It's true.
and while we have to use wisdom, yes, you know, but at the same time, you got to find a way to let your feelings be known, because how often do we walk away with things unsaid and unaddressed, and it continues to fester? We didn't really let it go. We just pushed it to the side. And then too many things happen. And by the fifth thing that happens, we done going completely off. Why? Because we never addressed that first little thing honestly. You know, you got to be mindful. I'm just saying. Let's see. Paris says intellectual slang. I love intellectual slang. That really.
Yes.
I like being able to tell you off without raising my voice.
Exactly. Nice and calm.
This, like, I will not yell, but I am going to tell you that I think you're absolutely ridiculous, you know, just like that. And that's probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen, you know. Just, I mean, sometimes you just got to take it, do it with kindness, Paris says, true, sometimes we have to keep the peace. My turn will come. Okay.
Yeah, keep that Medea piece. I'm sorry.
So that's one for Team Medea piece.
But, you know, I will honestly say, like, my closest friends always laugh because, you know, normally I will just say, like, if I get to that point, I will just say what I have to say. And,
Okay.
and I'll do it, as like you said, very calmly. I'll be like, I didn't like what you did when you did whatever, and then I'm done, right? And then I'm just gonna go off. And so my closest friends always laugh because they be like, yeah, you just be telling us off and whatever. I'm like, no, I'm just telling you how I feel. I'm not really looking for you to respond to me. I'm just letting you know how what you did impacted me and made me feel, right? I mean, there are times where I have literally taken breaks. Like, I'm like, listen, I love y'all, but y'all just did X, Y, Z, and it pissed me off. So I'm gonna take a break for a minute, right? If you really need me, reach out. But other than that, I need some time. And you know, my closest friends, like, and we can do that because but my people know me. They know when I get to that point, it's best for me just to be like, yo, I'm just gonna be over here for a minute. Time to just kind of like chill.
You really do have to know yourself, but I think, you know, we have to give yourself the right to know that you deserve a break as well. That your feelings are just as valid and just as important, and that we are not we're not emotional hostages. We are not the garbage bags for everybody's thoughts, feelings, opinions, you know, and that there should never be any response. You know, taking the high road sometimes is not always about us being silent. Taking the high road sometimes is about, sometimes I got to check you. That's the high road, you know.
And sometimes you got to check, and then you got to just like take a break.
Yep.
And it's okay.
Let it marinate. Intellectual Soapbox says, salute to my music curator, Vaughn Eric. Vaughn Eric's in the building. That's what's popping. Good deal. Also says, us Aries definitely do that. Paris says, I agree with Justin. It is a bad thing. Paris also asks, Coach, are you a May baby? I knew I loved you.
April.
Okay. So close, so close. Pastor Shank says, once I understand that what I say to people gets to God, that caused me to yield. Okay. But even, so we'll tap on that for a second. And I would just say to that, the thing about it, I feel, is that we often say God knows my heart. So whether it comes out of my mouth or not, it still gets to God.
Yeah.
And we do have to be mindful of how we conduct ourselves with each other and how we care for one another. But I'm like, God, you already know. I'll be real honest. I'm like, God, you already know. And you know that what I'm saying is not even half of what I want to say, because you can really see the words that are written on my heart right now. And you can really see everything in my mind like a movie right now. They can. So, I'm just like, okay, Lord, then you talk me down now, because if you muzzle my mouth, don't trust me, God. Don't do it. You know when to trust me and when not to. But that's a good point. Paris says, I think Theo and I are
sisters. We are sisters.
Rosalind said, I like that. A funeral in my head for you. That's the Sagittarius in me. I said, so many funerals have happened in my head. Cousin, listen. Sometimes, if you could see the thoughts, this has got to peel back, for just the first layer of skin on the forehead to show people what really goes on in our mind. Some people will leave you alone for life. Pastor Shane says, my mom is the master of wordplay. She would say things like, why would you do something smart like that? But yeah, mothers, we got like a whole different kind of clap back.
Yeah.
A whole different kind. Let's see what else before we go on to the next question. Cousin Nika's in the building. Welcome in, cuz. Thank you for joining. We got to get you on here one of these days. She's another, I'm every woman, it's all in me. I promise you, y'all. We gonna get her on here. Nika says, my grandmother used to say, tell the truth and shame the devil and never die with anything on your chest. I believe in a clear heart and mind, so you know where we stand. I can agree with that. Yeah. I definitely agree with that. And I think we ought to tell the truth and shame ourselves. The devil got enough of his own stuff he got to answer for. We got to answer for ours too. But it's the truth. Like, don't die with anything on your chest. And again, that's the thing about following, whether to listen to your heart or to your mind, whether we should speak up or hold it in. I think you have to make the right choices. Again, depending on the situation, it's going to fluctuate, but I need my voice to be heard. Paris said, y'all on the Blinken ministry, child. Take applications. Pastor Shank says, do you practice patience or emotional silence? Anybody want to answer that? Now,
emotional silence for me.
When it comes to practicing patience, comes to practicing either one of these things, you do know that means that you have to be exposed to the things that are going to trigger these things to occur so that you can practice. Mm-hmm. So you can't avoid, what I'm saying? Because then you're not practicing. Mm-hmm. You're not seeing where your boundaries are. Like, I thought I was good. I thought I could take it, but apparently I can't. I need more time. Do you practice patience? For me, yes, I do practice patience. It may not always seem like it, but I do. I've come. Those who know me, I've come a really long way. And emotional silence, for me, I have to silence my emotions often, because if I allow myself, because our emotions will cause it, like we can run away with our emotions. Emotions will take you on a whole trip and journey that you don't even have a ticket for. Right? Am I alone? Is it just me?
No, I think it also depends on the situation, right? Like, if I was to answer this question from a professional standpoint at work, I am practicing patience and probably emotional silence most of the time, because I work in HR, right? So I'm dealing with big children, right, every day, right? And so I have to practice patience and sometimes emotional silence because I have to turn on the empathy hat, right? Or I gotta, be understanding and whatever. But in my personal life, right, I'm gonna practice patience to a certain extent. I'm not gonna let somebody keep like just bang, 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 banging me. At some point, I'm gonna be like, you know what? I've had enough, right? So I think that question depends on the circumstance, the situation, right? Where you find yourself.
That's good stuff. Anybody else want to answer before I finish these comments and move to the next question?
I'm pretty much good.
All right. Well, he also says we need to learn how to abort. We do. We do have to learn how to detach. My only issue with when we do abort and detach is that some people become habitual offenders, because they will mistake your detachment as weakness, or they'll think that this is the place they're supposed to continue to come. So at some point, I think you just have to draw the lines, make it very clear, but we do need to learn how to abort. Paris says, calm like a bomb. Okay. Come on, Paris. Rosalind says, yes, ma'am. Nika is the truth for sure. She sure is. That's right. They cousins too. It's family night. And Paris says, I practice not intellectually slaying my coworkers. Okay.
The HR person appreciates that.
I'm in customer service. So I deal with our customers as well as our salespeople, as well, like everybody. We do. So you have to practice a lot of things. Yeah, you gotta put a lot into it. So this was a good question to kick us off, and want you guys to think about it. Should you listen to your heart or your head? So we're gonna push on a little deeper into the pool tonight. So my next question for you guys, and as you guys have questions, because Justin has some topics that partner with his book that I want him to bring up as well, because it ain't all about me tonight. Okay, I'm just here to start. Come on. I just want to start a little trouble, stir the pot, and then end the show. That's all. I'm just here to get it kicking. I'm just trying to be a good hostess on tonight. My next question for us is this. When it comes to intimacy, is it physical, mental, or emotional? Now, y'all can take it any way that you want to, and I just want to stay also, because we don't when it comes to after dark conversation, we don't converse with guards on, we just there's no guardrails because we want to get to the root of the matter. But when you think of intimacy, because I think people, as we are all engaged in different relationships, friendships, there's intimacy that happens in friendships. There's intimacy that happens in family. There's intimacy that happens between men and women. So when it comes to that, and I know there's no black or white, there's no yes or no, there's no one absolute, we just having some general conversation. Do you feel intimacy is more physical, mental, or emotional?
Mental. Mental and emotional. That's what I think it's.
And why?
Why? Because
unpack it for somebody.
So I think that I think the thing that draws us as people closer to other people is like conversation and the way we interpret experiences. And so for me, it's an emotional and it's a mental thing. It's the way I perceive what is happening. People can lie to you, but as long as a person's behavior translate as safety, concern, like this person actually cares about you, it will grow the intimacy between you and that person. And however that intimacy needs to translate in terms of, is it you and a bro, is it you and a female, like there are some things. It's how you interpret the experiences that you share with that person that develops and builds the intimacy. Um, physically, uh, if it's a I think the physical aspect of it can be a form of the proof of the intimacy that's been expressed, but for the most part, it's developed and built in the mental and emotional.
Okay. Okay. Good stuff. Eric, what about you? What do you say? We gonna let the men have a moment first, and then I'm gonna read some comments. Go ahead.
Um, it's mental and emotional. It is mental and emotional because
What so? Do tell.
because the intimacy part of it is very emotional because you're letting down your guards when it comes to dealing with certain things. Um, I'm trying to put it all together. This is why I got to see it.
Come back to you. You want
My
me to come?
daughter's going all over the place.
All right, I can come back to you. We can come back. Okay.
By all means, please do.
All right, so we're gonna go to Mrs. Smoochie then. What say you, Mrs. Smoochie?
I think it's mental and emotional, and it, like you said, it could be an intimate relationship between a man and a woman. It could be friendship. You know, if you don't like that person, you're not going to be able to connect with them in an intimate manner. And even if they're your friend, there's ways of showing your friend, you know, your care for them and your love for them, not in a physical way, but if you like them and you care about that person, you know, how you treat them comes through. And it is a level of intimacy. You can, you know, you have to like the person for it to even become any type of intimate relationship. um I had said something that Eric earlier about liking someone and loving someone. You can love someone and not like, and when you love someone, but you don't like them because you don't like them as a person, but you love them maybe because they're your family member. So you love them as family, but you don't like them because if you knew them as a regular person on the street, you wouldn't mess with them. So if you in that situation, you're not going to be intimate with them
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, I love you, but I don't like you. So mentally, we're not connecting. So if the mentality is not there that when I deal with you, when I talk to you, when I'm around you, I like what I see or I like what I'm getting from you, I like the connection that we have, it's never going to lead to any type of intimacy, regardless of whether it's a friend, a family member, or your spouse. You have to like the person. And that starts with mental, because when you just meet someone for the first time, you're seeing them as a person, you're having conversation, you see how they move, how they talk, what their opinions are. So that's all mental right there. And then it leads to other things. So if you don't like them on that first level, it's never going to be intimate.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. I'm gonna read these comments before we let Coach Theo. I do like what you said, and I do agree with that. You can love a person and not like them. I always struggle with that thought, that perspective. It's just a personal struggle for me because it's hard for me to like. Since you brought it up, is that really love then? Like, you know, am I really loving when I don't like you? It's hard for me to get to love without liking you. You know.
Well, like I had a I'm sorry to cut you off. I had a cousin. Me and her didn't really click. You know, her as a person, she was just not my kind of. She wasn't my cup of tea, but she was my cousin. And if she ever needed me or if anything went down, I would always be there for her because she's my cousin. And I loved her as my cousin, and I would always support her or be there for her. But if she wasn't my cousin and I just met her like at a party, no.
Okay, but is that
So
really, or is that it can be respect or appreciation for a person? I'm just saying, you know, we're just thinking out loud. I'm just saying, just you know, you don't gotta answer it, but I'm just saying,
yeah.
you know.
I get it though, because I feel like that, like, because I think it usually does occur a lot of times with your family where you're like, I can't choose my family, right? So
But
you love them, but you might not like some of their characteristics necessarily, right? So I kind of understand it.
Yeah, I get it. I do. I'm saying for me, when I hear that statement, and it's true because we do act that statement out. But in my heart of hearts, this is where I'm struggling. I was like, but I don't think that I really love you like that. Like I tolerate you. Sometimes there's tolerance, because when we think of all the things that love really is, when we think of these things, like, are they really reflected in that relationship, or is it that I'm honoring you because
I have no choice.
Right. I mean, we always have a choice because you don't have to like the people in your family. I mean, 'cause at the end of the day, you still a person. Like you cannot make me love you because I'm just a little different, y'all. I'm just a little different. I'm just saying. He's keeping it real, right? Wait, hold on, but let me just read these comments before I give it to Coach. I'll just say, see, y'all wasn't ready for After Dark tonight. Y'all wasn't ready. So we don't know where it's going. Patrick says all three wrapped in one. So you believe that intimacy is physical, mental, and emotional. And I also just want to add with that, when we think of the physical aspect of intimacy or physicality being a part of intimacy, it doesn't always mean sex. I think that's the first thing we jump to when we mention intimacy. People automatically think it's something sexual. Intimacy can be physical in its physicality, can be physical without it being sexual. So it's a space. But he says all three wrapped in one. All right, Patrick, we hear you, sir. Paris says it's mental and emotional. And then she also says, actually, Patrick is right. And I'm going to put my glasses back on so I can stop acting like that I can see. All right. Paris says, without the other two, there will be no physical connection from a relationship standpoint. Now, I agree with that, but I also respectfully disagree with that because if we keep it real, there are times when you could be physically intimate with someone just on pure attraction, and it has nothing to do with your emotions, and it has nothing to do with you being in your right mind, not in my right mind, in your right mind. Because a lot of people have what they call, one night stands, right? That has nothing to do with that, right? So, but I do get your point, and so I'm saying, in a relationship space, I believe those two do have to be present before you go there. Pastor Shank says we need to learn to talk to God. Absolutely, we do. But one of the things, I would just say, and again, like we've said, we are welcome to everyone's thoughts, feelings, and opinions. While we are not a Christian-based network, and we just have conversation, everyone's thoughts, feelings, and opinions are always welcome. Whatever your moral compass is, we, the panel, are believers. So again, you're always gonna get God when you get us, because that is our core. But oftentimes, before we even get to talk to God or whatever your moral compass is, we have to have a conversation with ourselves, because a lot of times we're not even honest with us. Mm-hmm. I mean, am I the only one? Sometimes you debating.
I mean, a lot of times we're not honest with ourselves, and we talking to God and may not be being honest with him, right? Although he already knows everything about us, right? So, yeah.
Because I haven't come to terms yet with what I'm even thinking or feeling for myself. So it's hard for me to, and this is the thing, because sometimes, and this is no shots fired, but again, we're just having real conversation tonight. Sometimes we over spiritualize things, and there is a human, very natural, very real aspect of stuff. Before we can get to the spirit side, we got to deal with our flesh, our nature, what I'm really, really feeling. Before I can pray to God, I got to acknowledge what's going on with me in the natural. It's like, I got to, that hurt. Like my feelings is hurt. My heart is broken or whatever it is. I got to own that. And a lot of times we don't allow ourselves to feel what we're feeling or own that moment because of pride. We don't want to admit that this hurt me or this person disappointed me, and I feel this way. I allowed someone or something to make me feel this way. So we got to really start to deal with ourselves before we can get to the point where we can come, and our kids do it all the time. My son would lie like, you don't even believe what you're saying. He's the worst liar of them all. You sat down and concocted this poor lie. Like, at least if you're going to lie to me, make it good. Like, you don't even believe what you're saying. Like, you rehearsed it and it was bad. But you went with it anyway. And then you want to come and tell me this lie. And I'm looking at you. Blinking ministry is in effect. Because I'm like, do you hear you?
Like, do I have stupid written on top of my forehead? Like,
right. You clearly have it written on your head right now. And it's poor. Like, bruh, you're not good at this. But I'm saying our kids won't come to us to tell us, like, this is real practical, what really happens. They don't want to come and tell us the real truth because they're not willing to come to terms with what really happened. And it's the same, but before they come to us, we got to create some kind of story. So, but we got to deal with us on this level. Farrah said, don't put your baby on. That baby is 23 years old. He ain't no baby. Yup, I put him on blast because he's taking me through it. This is my story. It's not his. Farrah says, okay, Dawn, you're educating me. Wasn't thinking about instinct, passionate moments, also one night stands. Yeah. I mean, no, those are real things, where sometimes it really does not always connect to the emotional or the mental. It's just straight, what it is. So, Coach Theo, share. Oh, let me read Nika's and then you share, and then I'm gonna go to the next question, and then I want Justin to jump in with his stuff after the second question. Nika says, I think if you have a deep mental connection or understanding of your values, boundaries, needs, and wants, it will grow into something emotional and physical. That's a good point. If you have a deep mental connection or understanding of your values, not the other person's, but you have to know your stuff. You got to know you, what your boundaries are, and own your boundaries. Like, own them. Like, yeah, bro, this is my line. What your needs are. I think we need to be honest about what our needs are. A lot of times we're not honest about them because we're afraid that someone is not going to be able to fulfill it. They are not so much of an option for us because you can't meet my needs. So that was really, really good. That's really, really good. Come on, Coach Theo. Anything else you want to add before I go to the next question?
No, not really, because I feel like you guys all said it all. But I do. When you first asked the question, I instantly thought what Patrick thought. Like, it's all three, right? But I think mental and emotional probably, start. That's the foundation, right? But yeah. But even when I thought it, I didn't really, in my head, I was like, I'm not even sure why that popped in my head, but that was my instant thought, like, it's all three. All right. And I think depending on the situation or relationship and who it's with, they might interchange differently.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think everyone else
good
covered
stuff.
it already.
Okay. That's good stuff. So I want to ask this question. It might be a little question. Well, no, you know what? No, I'm gonna let Justin. I'm gonna open up and yield the mic to Justin because there's some things you said that we might talk about tonight. That you've even covered in your book. So come on and share with us something on tonight in this after dark conversation.
Are we on a specific page?
Well, I intentionally didn't number the page, but the piece is if we don't win, we lose. I've had people go at my head for numbering the pages, for not numbering the pages. But I did that intentionally, and I'll explain it whenever me and Don do our next interview about it. But yeah, there was a reason for that. But pretty much, I think that. So, like, I'm over here trying to think my way through physical equating to intimacy.
Okay.
I guess for me, it's a later part of intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
Because it, my humble opinion, one night stand is not. I don't know. I don't know how it can be love. I don't know how it can be intimacy. It can be pure attraction, and you act out from the human. This is just pure humanity. Two humans attracted to what they see, and they behave
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
purely in attraction. So I don't know how that is intimacy. Now it can mimic intimacy very well, but I don't know how, definitionally speaking, that can be intimacy. Now over a period of time, I believe it can be intimacy, but I'm talking about for those who go to the bar, you at the bar, you got a drink, and somebody sit next to you, and it's instantaneous. It's not even really something you think about. It's something that just happens. Um, I don't know how that can be intimacy, but um for me in relation to the piece that I'm talking about, if we don't win, we lose. I think that if you have the book, you can see that I'm talking about how we live in a world where everything is just pure me and feelings.
Mhm.
And that is such a, to me, that is so dangerous. I don't think you can accomplish anything of value in terms of relationship when it's all about the individual and the individual's feelings. I think that the feelings have to be I think it's important to have consideration for other, but
Mhm.
yeah, I'm sorry. Right now, I'm still stuck on this whole the intimacy as it relates to a one night stand. Like my mind is kind of, I'm trying to figure that out. So yeah, I'll have to come back
Okay.
and talk about this, because that is a that thought is, I'm gonna have to think about that one.
Yeah, because but it leads to again our understanding about what intimacy really is and how we so quickly just attach it straight to something sexual.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When intimacy is so many more moments outside of a bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Right. Right.
If
Yeah.
for me, if we can't sit and if I can't break bread with you at the table, because to me that's intimate. Having your
Mhm.
divided attention, um, being able to hear you, to feel you internally, not necessarily not even put to be able to touch you without touching you. To
Yeah.
me, that's intimacy. For
Yeah.
you to
Yeah.
be able to touch me without you touching me, that's real intimacy. To be able to have moments like when laughter, when you got that good belly laugh,
Mhm.
where the tears and the snot is running, like it's not
Yeah.
pretty, but that's
Mhm.
real intimacy because it's the connection that is created. You taking me into a whole nother space that's beyond the physical. But
Right.
we tend to just go straight to the bedroom, and I'm like,
It's
we
not just the bedroom.
right.
Like
Mhm.
I always say, like I always tell people, right? Especially if you think about it when you were younger, right? There's a time in my life, yeah. I saw you, I liked you. Oh my God, he looks good. I want to get to know him, right? Whatever. And then as you begin to mature and you get older, right? You think to yourself, can I just sit on a porch with this person and have a conversation, right?
Mhm.
Just sit in the house with you and you on one side of the couch and I'm on the other, and we could just be sitting there in silence, but you still feel a
Mhm.
connection,
Connection. Yeah.
right? That's intimacy. You in one room, I'm in another, but we still kind of feel that, there's something there, right? I mean, I think it's so different because I would say honestly, the younger me, you look good. Oh, look at him, right? That's the first thing you're attracted to, right? Then as you get older, you do start to think more about, is there an emotional connection? Is there a mental connection, right? Like when we are like in our prime and maybe our sexual organs no longer work, right? Are we still gonna want to be in each other's company, right? Are we still gonna enjoy the conversation that we have with one another? That's intimacy.
Right.
Right.
I guess that's why it's, I guess for me, that's the way I think about. For me, I'm the thing that will attract me and get my interest in a woman is when there's an unexplainable sense of safety in our conversation. Because I understand why, if for the things that I understand, or at least I feel I understand about why I'm enjoying the conversation, it's explained, so I understand. But even in the when there's a point where even in the unknown, I trust her with this conversation, that's gonna be the one that you want to go out to eat every night, like, because I just gotta be, I'm attracted to this unknown thing, and I need to know what that is. And I'm okay with, like, for me, it's almost like I'm okay with spending the rest of my life trying to understand that, and so I'll work towards that for the rest of my life. So I really don't even want to figure it out. I want to continue to chase that. And that to me is where intimacy is. That's where I'm like, oh yeah, I really enjoy that about her. The physical, I
Yeah, I mean,
even as a saved person, I'm sorry, I've had physical without it.
Tasha's trying to jump in too. So when you no, I want you to finish your thought, Justin. But when she's done, when you're done, I want Tasha to jump in, because I had to write that down. I think that was really good. I'm sorry, the unexplainable sense of safety. And I think that's a good point. Maybe women need to consider that that's an intimate space for men.
Yeah, it's like a psychological safety. Like psychological.
What was you gonna say?
No, that's pretty much what I'm saying. Like, when I can't explain why she makes me feel so psychologically safe, but I enjoy that psychological safety. You was at the co-ed, and that experience with the husband and wife, that was that manifest. So for me, I'm like, oh, this is my favorite couple in the world today. Because he didn't even have to say anything. She just knew it. And I am prepared to, when it's time for me to go, if I achieve that, if I don't sell another book or anything, if I can achieve that, I will have lived a life that I believe is pleasing to God. That for me is where intimacy is. But again, we all have different perspectives, so that's in my head, that's where intimacy is. And that will translate into physical. But then we also think about in terms of like intimacy between men, we ain't gonna do that. But I have men in my life who know things about me that will stop me from ever being their enemy. We gotta be friends because we know too much about each other. If the feds come, listen, we gotta stick together, bro. You know too much.
We said in your commissary. We said in your commissary.
It depends on you to keep it to yourself.
And I'm just joking for any fans that's watching this and you want to bring this up in court if you come and get me. I was joking. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, the names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Put the disclaimer out there. Put the disclaimer out there.
Things have been changed, and the thoughts, views, and opinions. Y'all remember that? Remember where we started that? We ain't gonna say who made us start that, but the thoughts and opinions expressed. Come more, Tosh. What did you want to add in?
Oh, I was mainly listening. I've been having trouble with my whole thing over here. My head, everything's not working. So I was trying to keep up with everything. But I just still maintain. I think it really starts by liking someone. Yeah, when we were younger, we might meet a person, whatever your preference was, and you just had that instant attraction to them. But attraction and what leads and what may happen with that physically, to me, is not intimacy. That's just you acting out on your animal based instincts. And it's cool for the moment and you may have enjoyed it, but were you intimate with them? No. You have to like the person in order for you to, this is me, my opinion. You have to like that person in order to be intimate with them. As an example, Dawn, obviously we don't have a physical relationship, but when we're around each other and we're laughing and joking, or you buy me some perfume or I buy you a shirt, that's intimacy because I like you. If I didn't connect with you on number one, which was liking you, never would I wouldn't spend 3 cents on you. Okay.
Oh.
That's kind of my love language. I listen to what people like and I like to provide, and that type of thing. And again, if you don't like that person, you're not listening. You don't care what they like. You're not trying to provide anything. You're just there. That to me, liking them, the mental part is the most important part. We come across so many people that we have to deal with and we have to function with them, but we don't like them. But you have to be in their, within in the scope of your, their area. I can't think of the right way I want to say it, but you have to be in their area.
Space.
Yeah, in their space. Yeah. Right. You have to be in their space and you have to act accordingly, but you don't like them, and the relationship between the connection with that person never happens and it never grows. So to me, that's where it starts. You can fake it with a million people and never like them, and it never grows beyond that. So to me, like I said, it has to be mental.
I mean, but I think that's true because that's Dawn and myself, right? Like we instantly connected.
Mm-hmm. 3 seconds in.
Yeah, like we instantly were like locked in.
Mm-hmm. She's my person. I'm her person. That was it. And Tasha, just for the record, you don't just like me, okay? You love me.
Oh yes. Yes, but I'm saying.
No, I'm not asking you. I don't need you to sign off. I'm telling.
But I am saying honestly, if I didn't like you, that would never be nothing. Yeah, it's got to be about. I'm sorry, if I didn't like you, I wouldn't say all that. I'd be like, yeah, okay, she all right.
I'm all right. Okay, you love me. Okay,
yes.
Let's be clear.
Yes, but I wouldn't be. But you know what? But I couldn't say that. I could. No, I mean, I could say it, but you know what I mean.
You can't. No, because even if you didn't like me, you was gonna love me anyways. Just what it was.
But I have people in my life that I love and I don't like.
I don't care about.
I know you don't get it, but
right now, this is about me. This is about.
I know. I'm sorry. Yes, it's all about you. It's all about you, ma'am. Okay.
It's my time. You gonna love me. Theo didn't have a choice either. Me and Theo didn't have no choice. We just loved each other. That's it. And we didn't care about what nobody else said. We didn't care. It was like, she's my person, I'm her person. We locked in for life. It's team us, and that's it.
Right.
We just and everybody else. But no, but that's I'm just fooling y'all. I'm just kidding. Well, I am and I'm not.
So I do want to read something from Justin's book and then ask one of the questions in it.
All right, so let me just read through the comments first because I want to make sure we get it, and then it's all on you, Coach. It's all on you. Let's see, because I'm cutting up tonight, y'all. Okay, I'm not apologizing. I'm not sorry. Just so we clear. Paris says selfishness, not selflessness, is more common. I agree with Justin. She also says, yes, that's why I don't break bread with coworkers I don't like. Too intimate. People don't understand. Like, we got this thing so backwards. Like, your personal space is the most intimate. It don't get no more. Your time is intimate. Like, you being in my presence and me being in your presence makes me make space for your thoughts in my. That's intimate. I'm just saying, we gonna get it together. Paris says, great examples, coach. Tanya's here in the building. Y'all give it up for my sister Tibbetts T. Bless. She is here with us tonight. Hi, sis. I love you. Listen, she was one of the very first guests I had when we started this Thursday night thing. I love my sis, and y'all make sure y'all link with her. She's a good encourager and motivationalist as well. She says, I'm joining late. Hello, everyone. I need intellectual intimacy with my partner. Absolutely. Listen, talk to my mind. Please do. Okay. What is the okay? I'm gonna go back to that later because I was gonna go somewhere. But yes. Intellectual intimacy is it? I told you, listen, it's after dark.
After dark. Okay.
Okay, see what I'm saying? We don't want to disappoint. We got 3 more weeks to go. Tonight is just kicking it off. But yes, intellectual intimacy, like, please speak to my mind. Please, everything else will follow. Just take care of this up here. Anyway, all right. I need a coach. I need a couch on the porch, though. My bones need a cushion. Paris, I'm It's right, but if we can't, like, it's those, can we sit and say nothing and feel just as full as if we had a whole conversation? That makes a world of difference. Paris said, well said, Justin. Tanya says, meaningful conversations. Justin, you come on, you was talking good, sir. He said, he ain't lying, war stories. Paris says, we have to be friends. She said, dang, not 3 cents. Tasha will not give 3 cents. Let me tell you something. Don't make me tell her again. Okay? Don't make me. Because I will. Say, good thing they stopped making pennies. Did they? Because I got a whole bunch of.
I got a bunch.
Me too. See?
I got a jug.
Paris says, Dawn sounded like Jennifer Hudson. That's right. You're gonna love me. You ain't gonna I'm saying. And Mrs. You, yes, gotta get you on, sis. Gotta get you back in the building. And before we turn it over to Coach Theo, it's getting good, y'all. It's getting gooder and gooder because he ain't been here in 3 years worth of Sundays. But I'm gonna, I'm just gonna let it ride. Because I love him, and I'm glad to see him tonight, making a special guest appearance. Y'all know, y'all have missed him. Y'all love him. He is the big brother like none other. He is Mr. Rocker. Hi, baby. What's up, big
Well, look who's back. Not special guest.
Missing in action.
Welcome.
How everybody doing?
Big bro.
Hello.
What's going on, bro? You
Good.
Glad you back.
You're not off the hot seat. It's just gonna make it worse. So now that we have brought Big Brother in the room, I'm gonna turn it back over to Coach Theo for her to read that piece of Justin's book. Come on, let's dialogue.
I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but I'm gonna read this first section and then ask this question, right? So it says, in today's social media driven world, it often appears that personal perfection and self-centeredness takes precedence in our relationships. We've come to expect that if someone doesn't make us feel like the center of the universe at all times, they're unworthy of our existence in their lives. We've worked diligently to shape ourselves into flawless beings, complete with stringent requirements and standards. If even one insignificant box is in check, we label it as settling. Right? And then the question is, how has the rise of social media influenced our expectation in relationships? And do you think it has made us more self-centered?
Good stuff. So since this is from Justin's book, we gonna leave him to respond last because he can give us more depth in what prompted that, because there's a space that came from. There's a space. So since Rock is, just now returning, we gonna put him up first, and then we're gonna go to Tasha and then Eric to answer this question. So what was the premise of the last part of the question again, just so that we can and chat, y'all tune in, y'all chime in as well. Again, it's not one voice, one sound. We want to hear from everybody's thoughts, feelings, and opinions. This is how we grow. So y'all chime in too.
So the question is, how has the rise of social media influenced our expectations in relationships? And do you think it has made us more self-centered?
Mhm.
What say you, Rock?
Yes. It's become a big distraction, is what it's become. Because we put more stock into likes or no likes. If we don't get so many likes, that develops insecurity. The false sense of how women or men should look or be. That hampers and prevents a lot of mind-boggling. It just messes people up.
Mhm.
because social media is and it got so many different social media forms today. People still calling out. I'm like, what's that? I never heard of that. And my Papa, you never heard of that? No, I don't know what you're talking about. And pretty soon Facebook is gonna be too old. Like MySpace is, Facebook gonna be old. They got so many coming in. But it's a big distraction because it has a lot of people's attention, and not just the youth.
Mhm.
It's the youth and the older generation are always on social media. And I'm not talking about the ones that's ministering. I'm not talking about the one that's promoting. I'm not talking about the one that's selling. I'm just talking about the one that's always viewing. The one that's always going on other people's pages, see what they say, see what they doing. It's run amok today.
Mhm.
It's one of the biggest distractions in society, social media.
True. That's good stuff. Let me read these few comments, and then Tasha, we want you to answer that question too. Paris says, "Okay, nice quote. Feel that. Now, y'all make sure y'all go and get Justin's book. It's called Courageous Vulnerability. You can find it on Amazon. I'm gonna try to put it in the chat. Go get this book, because when he comes back, as soon as we figure out whether it's gonna be within this month, or which I think we might just have to, we're gonna talk about his schedule. But I promise you, it's gonna bless you tremendously. Called Courageous Vulnerability. This is some good stuff. If you think that is a good question, wait till you get the book. Paris also says, others, yes, but not me. I'm not swayed by social media. Okay. Cousin Nika says, social media only has an impact on your real personal life if you don't have a strong sense of self or reality. Social media relationships don't reflect reality. Girl, we need that on a t-shirt. Comparing yourself to others is a recipe for disaster. You have to live the life God has laid out for you. And amen to that. Come on, Tasha, what say you?
I kind of think that social media is destroying not relationships, but people's understanding of how to connect. People don't know how to connect anymore. And a perfect example is that horrible show, Pop the Balloon. I don't know if it's a show or what exactly it is, what it is, but it exists.
The thoughts, feelings, and opinions of the panel not necessarily.
I mean,
That's right. Give the disclaimer with her.
But she's right.
Please get us all shut down.
Direct any straight to Natasha Petty Swinton.
Hey, listen, my opinion, but it's
we don't want a name call. We just say the show with the balloon.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. The show with the balloon. I know. Okay. It's horrific. It's horrific. I don't want to say I watch it, but it comes down on my timeline and reels. And yes, I have wasted some brain cells just looking at what's going on, what they're doing, and it's awful. You have
men and women coming on, popping a balloon, and they're Xing people out. I didn't like their socks. I didn't like her toenail polish. He, he has on shoulder pads. I mean, oh my goodness. It's crazy. And I think it leads people who watch this stuff to think that this is the way that we're supposed to seek out a mate, seek out someone we may want in our lives. We're not getting the training that we used to get just from reading, even movies, or from our families, about how to think about what should I be looking for. You're looking at social media, and it's like, oh, well, he had on an ugly belt buckle, he can't take me out. Really? Or I didn't, it's just so superficial. And humans are superficial to a point, because the first thing you do is look at someone and you're attracted to them. It could be their eyes, it could be their outfit, it could be the way they did their hair that day. But when it's literally something as stupid as, I didn't like his belt, or his belt didn't match those pants, so I don't want to go out with him, like that's the only outfit he has. It's like they look at you like you no longer you don't even have potential. You don't look at people with potential anymore. You just look at them like, boom, this is it. I didn't like the way they were breathing, so I'm gonna pop that item.
Oh,
I really think so. I think social media is killing people's connection and not allowing them to have connection anymore. We don't know how to talk to each other anymore. We don't know how to connect, how to have a conversation, how to just social cues, facial cues, all the things that you need to learn to be safe and to know if that person is genuine is all being thrown away. And social media is killing it.
Well, that's good stuff and true points. Let me read these comments real quick before we go to Eric. Let's see. Nika says, cousin Nika says, social media is destroying people's ability to have conversations and work out conflicts. It has people focusing on superficial things. It sets people up for instant gratification, not long term. And I believe that's true. But I also think we also have to be mindful as to, I think nowadays everyone's not looking for that long term. Everybody, like the way the world is, the culture, and this climate that we as people are in, like us, we're old school values, so it hits a little different. So I think we have to keep that in mind also, because the way, and again, I'll use my son. I was like, what kind of dating world do y'all look like? What the world? Like what, huh? I don't know. How do you date today? Like, do you date? Like, do you, how you know that person is real? Her name is Rebecca here, but it could be Charles in real life. Like, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. We don't know. Justin left the room. Okay, I'm sorry. Not sorry. Social media, Tanya Tidman. Social media has many people watching everyone's lives. Then they become miserable with their own lives and relationships, and then present unrealistic expectations on everyone. And I believe that too. But it's funny. It's just like we compare our lives to movies, like they're actors. And social media shows clips of moments of people's lives, not the whole thing. As soon as that clip is over, they on the couch, with their corn chip feet laying across somebody, what I'm saying? Just like the next person, they walking around with their holy leggings and t-shirts, just like it's not all as glamorous, as we may think, and we deceive ourselves, and that is so true. Paris says, and it's talking about the balloon show. It's supposed to be a Christian show. It is completely superficial and not godly. I didn't even know that. I don't know the whole background of that, but again, just for clarity's sake, the thoughts, feelings, and opinions that are expressed. I'm trying to stay on the network. Okay, I mean, for us to remain monetized. Landon says, at Nika, everyone's under a microscope, and it isn't pretty. The pandemic was an attack on the whole world. generational disconnection and real life issues. I will leave that right where it is because I agree with that, which is true. Paris says examples of materialism are everywhere. They care about the wedding and not the marriage. The truth of the matter is social media, in a sense, is only exposed and enhanced what people really are. These things are not new at all. Nope. People didn't just start feeling this way because social media surfaced. No, this is the way people really felt, and social media is really showing who we really are. You can't hide anymore because not everybody wants to be seen. So we're exposing more of who we are, and what our real true content is, content of our hearts. So, Eric, come on and share your answer to this question before we move on.
My thought is social media, yes, has gotten way out of control because now everybody wants to go on social media and air their differences on social platforms. You wanna curse this one out and threaten this one and think there's no repercussions behind it because of certain laws that are in effect to protect the social media platforms from giving the FBI and all these other law enforcement agencies certain information about you. I don't like the direction. I mean, I don't think social media platforms were designed for this purpose. It was designed for that social media, social for interaction, not social to go on there and berate somebody because they might have put their wig on backwards, or I'm just saying.
Not the helmet. Now he's talking about the helmets. Oh,
well,
man.
you put your wig on backwards, okay?
Okay, women who wear wigs are not wearing helmets, sir.
Them are helmets.
Well,
continue, Eric.
They may not be wearing helmets, but they do have them hats that's sewn with the wig sewn into the hat, so they can just pop it on and walk out the door with them.
Where are we going? What happened? What is
saying? I'm just saying.
We took a left turn somewhere.
Yes.
Right, the left took a left. Like, wait.
Yes. Only way. Yes. No, it's one way. But I'm just saying. It's gotten
I love it
out of
here.
control.
I promise you, I love it.
When I got on social media, when Facebook first came out, I got on it to connect with people who I haven't seen in years. And that's how I connect. That's how I stay in contact with a lot of people. Because yes, it's global. So yes, it's all over the world. I got friends in Canada. I got friends in Germany. I got friends in Paris. I got friends all over that I can keep in contact with instead of me having to pick up a phone.
You don't know.
Make a phone call. That's going to cost me $1,000. But it has gotten what? Oh, I'm sorry. She just put that up there that it caught me off guard. But yes, it has gotten out of control, and there's no I'm trying to remember what I was gonna say. It's you call us friends. I don't know if I called you friends, Paris.
You went to left with the helmet, and
I know.
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it.
I'm just all over the place right now.
Okay, we're gonna come back to you.
Let's go to Justin.
Okay.
Because I need a minute to get myself together. Can you read Landon's comment, please?
Pop the balloon is good for this culture because look how many brands they now have, but it is forcing each individual to be themselves or you lose.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. All right. So let's go to Justin. I think my quick answer to the question, because I need to get my life together, is that I do believe that social media has affected relationships greatly. it causes us to be desensitized to human connection, to the need for personal, in-person connection. I think they also is the enemy of intimacy. You know, it creates a false sense of that. Um, I think that it causes people your standards and what you require in a relationship change. Whereas you may require, I need to see you, you know, I need to be in your presence. I need to breathe the air that you're breathing. Where now with social media is, you know, let's FaceTime. You know, there's no need to create or plan a date and things like that because, you know, oh, well, let's just FaceTime. You know, you grab your dinner, I'll grab my, I mean, if you're long distance, that's one thing. And there are spaces and situations where it is beneficial, but those benefits should be the exception, not the rule. You know, so I think that that's the problem. And again, like I said earlier, the culture and the climate that we are in now, our children have come up and were birthed into this this culture of relationship. So they don't know what it's like to go pick up your date and go to the movies. You know, now it's all group chats and private chats. So you never get that human connection, and we were made for connection. We were not meant to be alone, you know. So that's my share. So I'm going. Where are we going, Theo? To Justin, was it? Okay.
Yeah. So let him talk about, you know.
Oh, that almost took me out.
What was behind the
Y'all gonna leave me alone tonight.
The piece I read and the question.
I'm sorry. So the part that you read and the question, so I grew up in the church. I grew up around a lot of people a lot older than me. I had conversations with men who had 30 and 40 and 50 years of marriage under their belt, who were honest about different things and kind of instructed me to take some different paths than what they took. And I feel like a lot of my decisions have been influenced by other people's reality. What I see on social media is people calling themselves experts sharing fantasy as if it's reality. People with no experience are with that are speaking on experiences that they themselves didn't necessarily have. And it's not so much people's experience that's the issue, it's people who don't have the same experience creating fantasies in their mind about things that won't allow the relation that won't allow relationships to have experience, that won't allow a relationship to be able to survive a hardship. Because I think for me, like when I listen to the older men that I was around tell me how they did this and their wife stuck by them, and man, she was with me when I ain't had nothing. That's why I give her everything now. Like in my head, that's what is the life for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to leave a legacy behind where I've again, because I'm in the church, I know I've known older women who husbands passed away and they wouldn't get married again because they're like, ain't nobody gonna replace him. And to be able to create that kind of reality in somebody's life where they would rather just spend life doing their thing, the love was good and the headache was good. They just gonna spend the rest of their life not doing it, but at least they were with somebody who created an honest reality for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, social media, I'm listening to people who there's no way it works like that. Like I heard a guy say, unless a woman can, what did he say? He said, unless she can mop the ocean and parallel park a bus into like an unrealistic tight spot, she can't be his woman. And like this guy has millions of people following him. So idiocy like that people are following.
Mhm.
And there's somebody who's going to create an unrealistic expectation for themselves and never get to experience anything real because that kind of thing is out there. And you have people who chase that kind of stuff on social media and they talk about that kind of stuff even though they don't necessarily believe it themselves because they know you can't go anywhere with that. That can't be real. So that's what inspired that part of it for me because when I first became divorced, I'm out there in this world and I'm having these conversations and I'm trying to figure out what in the world is going on. I'm like, wait, so because I don't make $300,000, I'm not worth even a conversation? Do you know how many people don't make $300,000? You know what I'm saying? And so um it was the experience of having to be a part of that world. And I was just like, yo, this is insane. This is not real. This can't be real. Um Now over time I ended up finding there are some human beings still out there. But that's what uh you know, them reels on YouTube and TikTok and Facebook. I'm like, people can't really they can't think like this.
But they
You
do.
know, I'm
Yeah.
finna go back to my marriage. This is crazy.
I think they think like that for real.
that is the. I think
think
that's
some of
the
them thoughts
sad
for real.
part. Yeah, I was gonna think that's the sad part. Is like at some point you can't even tell. Like, are they sometimes you're like, are they serious?
Right.
Yeah.
Like you're like, this can't be real, right? Are they just doing this because they want likes or they want followers because it sounds that absurd.
Right.
Like there was a girl on there that was like, I think saying like a guy was reaching out to her and like in order for her to talk to him, she wanted him to send her money to go get her nails done or something crazy, something foolish,
Yeah.
right? And so I'm looking at this and I'm like, this can't be real. Like she has to be joking, right? But then the other sad part is the people in the comments that are like on board, right? So you're like, so I do agree, like it and I grew up with an example of an aunt who was married to her husband, my uncle, who she married for 67 years, right?
Mm.
And so like Justin, like it was truly to death do them part. And like to where, like you said, Justin, like when my uncle passed away, although I know it pained her, like she was able to still continue to live and move on because of the relationship that they have. Like I remember when he was in the hospital and me and my cousin watching them he had tubes and they were talking with their eyes.
Mhm.
And I was like, damn, what is like this?
Yeah.
Right, I want that, right? But it's true, you don't see that so much. Like they met in high school. She wouldn't date him because she was like, in order for me to date you, you got to make sure you're going to class, right? They got married in their 20s, right? They grew together. They learned to get like, and so that doesn't happen anymore. And I do think that because with these dating sites and social media and all of that, like you lose that connection where you can honestly get to know someone because people don't realize like what people are showing you is what they want you to see. Right. So all of that stuff is not actually real. Like I think cousin Nika said it, right? Like people show you what they want to show you. That's not, so but some people really buy into it and now they're chasing that.
Right.
Tasha, you wanted to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah. And I think, but that's part of the problem. Like, you heard the term each one teach one.
Mm-hmm.
The internet is teaching people how to behave, whether it be negative or positive. And I know, Dawn, you had said, that the internet is just bringing out how people really are. But there's people out there who have no idea about this stuff, and they're watching and learning how to act, how to do whatever it is. And the internet is literally teaching them about instant gratification, cutting people off if you don't meet their standards immediately.
Mhm.
This is a big problem. It's literally teaching people who have no idea as to what to do, how to do it, and it's giving them the wrong information. So when you say, is this really real? Yeah, it is. I'm 5'1". I'm trying to understand why all of a sudden women don't want other men unless they're at least 6'1". All of a sudden, regardless of your height, he has to be at least 6'1".
Well, at least you're taller than Dawn.
I'm sorry.
Shots
I'm sorry.
fired. Shots fired.
What was that? I'm sorry, what's that?
Shots fired. Shots fired.
What? I didn't catch that. What was that?
The problem has been removed. The problem has been removed.
Okay.
You just took Rock out. Wow.
Right.
First of all, in my defense, that I don't need to have, I am 5'5". Okay, you
Wow.
gonna be my.
Listen, I am a proud little
Are you
person.
on? Who said? Did you not hear me earlier when I said you gonna love me? Did
Again, I'm a proud little person. Thank you. I am okay with my little 5'1".
Hey,
Okay.
Tasha, be careful with your words. You don't want
What?
the little people coming after you. You talk about, I'm proud of my little person. Better watch it.
Well, regardless, I'm a little person adjacent.
feelings and views that are expressed on
Thank you.
With that disclaimer.
But now all of a
You
sudden,
have had to make that disclaimer like a couple of times today.
wow. But literally all of a sudden you have, if the man is not, like you said, making 300,000, 6'2", driving a Lamborghini or whatever the car is, it's like there's no realism anymore. And I think the internet is dangerous because there's people out there who have no idea about this stuff who are being taught this is how you conduct yourself. Like that other program that used to come on, I think it was Bad Girls Club or something.
There you go, mentioning.
I want you to be able to understand where I understand.
Yes,
what
we
you're saying,
know.
but if I don't say the name,
BGC, we
if I
know.
don't say the name,
We
how are
know.
you supposed to know what show I'm talking about?
BGC.
Okay, so
So police gonna be knocking on all my doors.
It came on years ago.
I hope y'all
It comes on.
Eric and Tasha are married now. Y'all see what? Y'all see the
So listen, so it came on years ago, and now
still
all of a
comes on.
sudden you're seeing women, with all of this and arguing in the street and just acting crazy and fighting each other and throwing drinks in each other's face. We didn't act like that 15, 20 years ago. But these shows are teaching people that this is the way to conduct yourself.
Yeah.
Well, we actually did act that way because it's not new. The difference is that it's become normal. It's normalized. It's desensitized.
Right.
Because it would be appalling back in the day.
Right.
For stuff
So
like
it was a small pocket of people doing certain things. Now it's widespread.
Right.
But now it's the norm.
normal
and the internet is teaching people who don't know any better. It's influencing them to act that way and to think that way.
But remember when we didn't have cell phones, right? When we would be out in the park, we just out jumping double dutch or talking or sitting on the bench, right? Or
the good old days.
Just having like conversations, right? Like, that does like everything wasn't
Trying to slip your arm around her
because
shoulder.
the reality is we weren't like that, but there are some things that we're saying, wow, I'm glad there wasn't phones around back then, right? Because we wouldn't have wanted it recorded. But now it's like you said, it is like it's the norm.
Right.
Like we would get checked for behavior back in the days. Like even some of the stuff people wear out. Like my mother and grandmother be like, so yeah.
I think they're in the refrigerator bag.
And it's true, but the thing also, because I'm just so with balance. You also have to have it's an introduction of a thought, but how many thoughts do we reject every day? Because there are plenty of podcasts out there about finances, about how to save, about how to do this. Why the influence that those have. Those are still influential.
Yeah.
It's just, is your appetite open to receiving it at that time? No, because you're not interested.
No.
Right.
It's where your real interest lies. And because those are things that are self-building that require you to do work.
Mhm.
Whereas social media, these things that, have been mentioned, it doesn't require us to do any work. It doesn't say that I have to change my attitude. It says I can be the biggest one that there is. I can be the best. Show me how to be. And we look for the things that are going to pacify and grow, the areas in us that we don't want to change. We're looking for somebody to validate, our foolishness. And that's what happens.
Yep.
But it doesn't mean that it wasn't already existing. Again, social media enhances it. It just brings it more to light, and it gives me a platform and a space to say, this is how I am, and it's okay, and just deal with it. So there still has to be some ownership on the person.
Yep.
What are you feeding yourself? What are you eating? What is your appetite? What are you growing an appetite for? We don't always like stuff the first time we have it. Caviar is an acquired taste. Everybody don't like it the very first time. Sometimes you got to have it a few times in a different, a couple of ways. But when you determine that you want to be included in this type of environment, you will condition yourself to do what's necessary to fit in, So, I mean, there's both sides of it, but I just feel like we make social media what it is.
Yeah.
We're perpetuating this, like our feet is what's peddling the toxicity and the foolishness, and because I think Paris put it in the chat before, she said sensationalism sells to the ignorant.
That's it.
And guess what? It sells to those who are, even to some of the wise.
Yeah.
Because
some people use it as a distraction, right? When they have so much going on in their mind, like I just want to look at something that doesn't make me think, right? And then they end up looking at foolishness.
Because I've said that, like I just, during the day, working in customer service, helping people solve their problems, listening to their problems all day, not just, our customers or our salespeople, but internal, just it's the job. When I come home, I don't want to think anymore.
Yeah.
I need something to turn off my problem solver. You know what I'm saying? Like I cannot. And so we do turn to those mindless things that feed us, so, I mean, we have to take some accountability as well. I want to read these comments, and then I have one last question before we end it on tonight. We going to this. I don't know what August is going to be, but I know it's hot. That's all I know. I know that. Mika said, they put my glasses back on. See why y'all like that? Eric, you laugh a little too hard. I don't like that. Y'all know I need a don't hide, Justin. Don't hide. Nika said people want quick, easy answers to life. Exactly. Sadly, there are too many parents not talking to kids, taking them to church or having conversations with them. They leave them to turn to social media. And because a lot of the parents, it's the culture they grew up in. That's where they got it from. So they don't know how to, they didn't have Big Mama like we did. They didn't have Pop to be like, they didn't have that. And when they did, they didn't want it. How much of that type of love or that type of presence is still in our families, but we reject it.
Yeah.
How much of that? So again, we gotta take some ownership. Paris says, my girl says people often give you their representative, not who they really are. We do, and we all do. We all give that person that I want you to see this side of me first before I show you the other side of me last. Me, I'm at the place like I'm gonna tell you, I'm real honest with myself. I need you to know my stuff before you engage further in a conversation.
Exactly, in the very beginning.
Because you know what, bro? I ain't got time to keep up with no falsities, no farces. I ain't trying to pretend to be nothing. I can't do it, sir. Listen, okay? Those days is over and long gone. This is what it is. Where we at? This is what I got. So we can offer. You work with it. That's fine. Room for improvement, yes, but we have to think about the representative that we are showing, and for me, and I want you to show me your worst first, because that's the real deal of what I have to deal with, with all of us in relationship. Paris says, wait, I like tall men too. I ain't mad at a tall man. I'm just saying. Listen, I mean, nothing's wrong with, the shorter men or average height. Y'all are wonderful. You're amazing. Just saying.
Some of y'all 5'8" will be tall.
again.
Okay. Stop.
Again.
Okay, stop with the strays. Stop with the strays.
Then watch.
I'm asking. This is a platform to ask questions, right? We learning.
But that wasn't a question. You gave a whole statement.
That was a
Wow.
statement.
He's
was
just coming in
a-
hot on everything. Wow.
Because there's rock. That's what's wrong. But you know what? We're gonna let him have that tonight. We're gonna have that.
But you have to take into consideration that for those of us who still might wear heels, right? Like, you know, you have to take that height thing into consideration. So 5'8".
Yeah, but if you wear heels, if you put 4-inch heels on and you still not 5'6", I mean, jeez.
All right, we're moving on. Read the next.
Wow. Excuse me.
I feel
5'8" doesn't listen. Anything under 5'8", you are
Okay.
still worthy, sir.
feel
You are still worthy.
All right. Paris said, put the disclaimer at the bottom every time Mr. and Mrs. Smoochie talks. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna
sitting here
give
my
you the advantage, right? But I do want to say I feel attacked, Rock. And just for the record, okay, because this is one of those. Y'all remember how we started the show, right? You listen to your head or your heart.
Yeah.
I'm having a war within my members right now.
I'm trying to
And Nika said earlier, you're supposed to leave with a clean heart, right? That's what she said. I just want to be
You said
understood.
you're supposed to die with a clean heart.
Go to the next comment.
I'm just saying, those heels are no longer meant for outside. But you told people wouldn't know that.
I agree. I agree.
They don't need to touch the floor.
No, they don't.
They're in, and I've said it before. My 4-inch heels don't need to touch the ground.
This is
That's
after dark.
what
No,
they're
let me be
for at
quiet.
this point in life. Now, Nika says, because I can be 5'8" if I want to. Don't. It's
Yeah,
after
jumping.
8:30. Cousin Nika says, yes, it's an issue of work. Social media gives the illusion of quick fame, money, and attention, and that attracts people. Paris says, can we just take it to church? Satan is busy destroying family relationships and creating chaos, or whatever your moral compass is. Enemy of your moral compass. Whatever.
Amen.
Hey, baby sis, you know what the problem is?
Which problem? Because
The problem is that parents are not being parents anymore.
That's right.
What's being parents to the children today, probably for the last 20 plus years, is video games, social media.
Video games.
When I was growing up, you ain't had to tell me go outside. You can't make them go outside now. They don't want to go outside. They don't want to do
you go
nothing.
outside now. You've been missing for 6 months. You've been outside.
You got parents
They're
leaving
outside
children
and going
home
into the chat
way
room on
too
Fortnite.
young, but the video game is watching them while they at work or while they go or while they out all night.
Yeah. Remember,
There's no
red light,
structure.
green
There's no
light,
structure.
spray, all
Yep.
those
But you got to remember again the culture and the time that
things
people
has changed.
are born into. So those things, this is what babies come into the world now knowing. Develop it. Like, just if you think about the instinct, you don't have to teach a 1-year-old how to hold an iPad or how to touch it's crazy. And you're right. But those generations, who was there to teach those generations? And if you did, Paris said the Rock coming in late and dropping nuggets. He does.
Thank
talk.
you, boo.
Oh yes. Oh, he talks. Yes, he does. He talks. He says a lot of things.
Run back.
Says a lot of things. But we got no. But it's there's a really good question, Justin. And again, y'all go get his book, Courageous Vulnerability,
It's on Amazon.
when we have him back, and he's gonna. Yes, it's on Amazon. He is our spotlight. He's gonna be our featured guest for the night. We're gonna pull him off of the squad side and put him back into the guest seat. And it's questions like this, content like that is in his book that is going to cause you to think and to really consider and really own our stuff and gives you solutions. So it's not a fluff book at all. It's the book that's going to make you work and encourage as he shares his story. And it's amazing, y'all. So be prepared for when he comes back, because we're going to figure out what that date is and make sure that everybody's there. So we want to make sure it's in enough time for you to get his book so that we can really dialogue about it. Because that's one show I don't want us to rush through, because he has such an impact.
What is it called again?
It's Courageous Vulnerability. Hold up your book, Justin. Theo got it. Eric got it.
Yeah, but Theo in that funny looking frame is just going.
Courageous Vulnerability by Justin Wilson.
Oh, Courageous Vulnerability.
Yes. So
and the piece I read came from is titled "If We Don't Win, We Lose."
So this has been an amazing conversation.
By Justin Wilson?
Yes,
Yeah.
I need you to buy my brother's book. Buy his book.
I'm trying to pull up trying to get it in the chat. All right, so again, it's Courageous Vulnerability by Justin Wilson. And y'all make sure y'all go find him on social media, and now that we're talking about social media, but find him on Facebook, find him on IG, find him on TikTok. Look for him everywhere. We want to add to his growth, and we want to make sure that when he comes back and is in the guest seat, not on the squad side, that we are able to dialogue with him and have conversation and tap into what he has shared. It is really good, y'all. I promise you. You're not going. He did. I mean, the last time the show was nuts.
Yeah.
It was really, really good, and we look forward to having more of that. So, before we end the show tonight, I have one last question. And each Thursday this month, I wanted to have a point of a couple's conversation. So I'm trying to bring in a few of my married couple folks that I know. We've all that on this panel have been married. Some of us are still married, not myself. But Rock is married, and Mr. and Mrs. Smoochie are married to each other. Justin is not married, and Theo is. Are you not married, Justin?
No, ma'am. No. That's not where he has me at the moment.
Okay. So he is not married, because he's very clear that he is not. And Theo is not married. We've all been married.
Jonah.
Okay, hey, come on.
when the whale catch me,
You in the whale?
Until then. No, he caught me yet. I ain't even gonna
You in the whale.
You gonna have to come over dry leg and come get me. But I'm learning. God is good anyway.
You're gonna have to come mop the ocean.
Yes.
And parallel park the bus in the upper.
Yeah.
Gotta mop the ocean and find a small space to park a bus.
Right.
Yeah,
Parallel park though. Parallel park.
Yeah, parallel park, right?
This is
and I'll say it, I'm the problem. It's me.
okay. You know what?
Knowing is the first step.
Okay. Sometimes we often talk about it. You know, we amen and we chiming in and yeah, girl, and high fiving and yeah, bro. When we're talking about other people, but it's like you're right. Like sometimes we are the problem. What about when we're the problem? You know, because sometimes we're the issue, and we have to know when it's us. So you know, I definitely commend you for that, black man, for saying that. Because you know, I'm gonna say it and be toxic, and then I'm gonna hop off of it. But I'm just gonna put it out there because a lot of men want to complain about women, but don't realize. But bro, you are you're the problem.
Yes.
Like you know, and we have to stop having these pissing contests of blaming it on the other person because it's not getting anywhere. You know, don't. So,
but then a lot of times women don't want to admit that they're the problem too.
Okay,
I wasn't gonna say nothing, Big E. Big E, I wasn't gonna say nothing. I wasn't gonna say nothing, Big E. But since you brought it up.
Be still. Please be still. Hold on. Hold on.
I wasn't gonna say no, Big E, but since you brought it up.
I will mute up the whole panel.
Yes.
Now.
Yes.
Hold on.
Hold on.
They more hard-headed than we are, ain't they, Big E? I know.
hold on. Because this is the very thing that I just said that we have to stop doing. Is that the minute that you hear, we're saying it is equal on both sides. It's not an attack because we are not any better as we keep pulling each other apart saying, yeah, but the men and yeah, but the women. No, men, take care of you. Women, take care of you. If we stop talking about what the other sex did or is doing, brothers, hold your brothers accountable. Sisters, hold your sisters accountable. We've all been through stuff. We have all been through pain. We have all been hurt, and we've been the cause of somebody being hurt. Every single one of us has. Every single one. And the only way that we're going to get to this love that everybody says that they want and is looking for and they need is when we stop being the enemy of our mate. That's all I'm saying. You know, hold on, wait. Notice that the married men went on the attack. Why? Right. I'm like,
You
what?
know what?
No, hold on.
I'm good.
It wasn't no attack. We were just playing.
Hold on. But this is a real thing that happens. And again, this is why we end up in these circles and cycles. We keep perpetuating the same thing because everybody is quick to say, instead of dealing with what your part in the issue is,
I have a part.
we do the Adam thing.
Huh?
Here we go.
Who said they don't have a part?
You know who said
No,
that wasn't
That
me.
was not Eric.
I was gonna say Eric ain't trying to get in no trouble tonight. All right.
my last question for tonight, and we're gonna do this real quick.
Yes, go ahead.
So that we can. This has been great. I hope y'all are prepared for an amazing August. If it was just the first Thursday, can you imagine what the next 3 are gonna be like? We have kicked it off something terrible. Now,
You know what happens when you let Rock back into the room?
things happen when we got you off the mic. Disclaimer must be made.
And I brings it. I'm always gonna bring it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring the love. I'm gonna bring the knowledge, and I'm gonna bring the jokes.
Yes, Paris, I agree. We need the Rock's wife on here. We gonna work on that. So, because we have all been married, or we may presently be married, or looking to eventually get remarried. This is gonna be my question for the night, and we're gonna answer this one quickly. But it's gonna be a little couples conversation. So I want our couple, our Mr. and Mrs., to answer this first while the rest of us think of our answer. We talk about, it's real easy. We talk about, sometimes it's the right person, the wrong time. Or we talk about the wrong time, with the right time, wrong person. There's a thing, that we have conversation that goes around, talking about spinning the block. Right? And that's in relation to right time, wrong person, wrong time, right person. And then there's also the thing called second time around. Now, I want us to think, is there a difference between spinning the block and second time around? Is it the same thing or is it different? And what has your journey been like having this reconnection, now married? Would you consider it to be your second time around, or would you consider it to be that you were spinning the block and it worked out? Now, the reason why I ask this is because a lot of us, or some of us, may be cutting off relationships with the right person because we hear all the negativity about this whole, they label it spinning the block, like as if people don't grow and don't change, as if we stay in the same place at the same time. So for you two, I want to give y'all 2 minutes to just answer, give your thoughts on, or give your views, how y'all got to be where you are. Their history is that they dated years ago when they were in middle school, and now here they are many years later a married couple? What if you would not have you held on? What if you would have held on to whatever happened back in, mind you, middle school? Because some of us are still holding on to the fact that Rebecca left me at the dance and went with Larry in 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? So
that's real. That's real.
It is. So what are your thoughts?
You want to speak on that, Eric?
Huh?
No, by all means, you start first, sweetie.
Okay.
Y'all only got 2 minutes.
Well, in a nutshell, yeah, we did date in the early 80s, 157 years ago. But we didn't break up because of us. Unfortunately, we broke up because of a third party, another woman, another person in my life named Dawn, who I thought was my friend. I had known we had been friends since 3rd grade, and she accused him of something. And that, I had no reason not to believe her because we had been friends since 3rd grade.
Oh, that's how she got him.
Okay. But from taking it from there to now.
So my point is that maybe we would have stayed together and actually grown and matured and actually continued to bond and ended up in a more mature, relationship that led towards marriage. But something got in the way of us doing that. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what spinning the block means. I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm not really sure what that means. I don't know if that just means, being out there and dating different people. I'm not sure if that's what that means. But I think that, we were destined.
When you go back.
Huh?
But spinning the block is going back to somebody that you were dealing with before that you stopped dealing with.
Oh, that's what that means. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't always know the slang. Sorry. Okay. So, interesting. I think a lot of times we give people a second chance that sometimes don't deserve it. But I think that Eric and I were destined to give each other that second chance. Second Time Around was literally our song to walk away from the altar from, because it meant a lot to us. This was our second chance, our second time around to get it right. We didn't get that chance the first time because we had interference.
Got you. Okay, Eric, what's your take on it? You got a minute to answer?
Yes, it was our second time around. I do believe that this happened for a purpose. It wasn't by our design, it was by God's design to have us come back in contact and connection with one another, because our connection was my daughter's grandmother. Mm-hmm. And all because she was being trained by my daughter's grandmother, and that's how we reconnected, because I just happened to be passing through the station one day and saw her and everything, and we kept in contact ever since then. You're not missing your blessing. You're not missing your blessing by going back to a past love or trying to give a past love another chance, depending on what the situation was that broke y'all up. If you have grown out of and past that situation, and you two have grown and you can find your way back to each other, then all forward. You don't have to spin in the block situation, and or if it's not for you, it's not for you. If that's something that you don't see yourself doing, then by all means, you don't have to go around a second time. With that particular person, you'll see signs on whether that person has grown or not.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for answering our couple conversation question about second time around and spinning the block. So before we wrap up the show, I want to give Rock, Justin, and Theo an opportunity to answer if they think they would spin the block or have a second time around in their lives. Like what would is it benefit? Because there are some people in our lives that maybe again, for whatever the reason we parted ways, are we doing ourselves a disservice by not having that opportunity, or giving that opportunity? I know when we're done, we're done. But what is your thoughts or your feelings on this final question of spinning the block?
Well, I'll start. There is no one that I would probably spin the block with, and not because of who they were, but because they were definitely lessons, right, in my journey, and I actually recognize how I might not be in the space that I am in now. Like, they couldn't go where God was taking me, right? And I may not have realized that at the time, right? Because I did consider it a loss, and oh my God, why did it happen? But as I grew, as I started, focusing where God would have me to focus, I realized that they were there for a reason. They were a lesson, and they were not going to be able to go with me where God was destining me to go. So for me, I can't think of anybody that I would spin the block with, right? The one person that I probably would consider would probably be my ex-husband, but we married young, right? Divorced young, right? But outside of that, I truly, like, as I look back over all those relationships and actually, processed it, I'm like, you know what? They were there for a reason. They were there for a season. There was a lesson that I needed to learn, right? And they were removed because God was like, they really can't go on this journey that I'm taking you on.
That's good stuff. All right. So you got to know your place. Come on, Justin. Do you think what are your thoughts on spinning the block? Do you think it's a good thing? Can be, and again, there's no black and white voice on sound, but just want to get people's opinions for thoughts and perspective.
I've never done it. It's kind of a rule of mine that I will try my best to, if I'm in relationship with someone, I try my best to take it all the way out. I want the bridge to burn. If it's intended for it to end, I want it to burn because I don't want to I don't want it to work that way anymore. So spinning the block for me, I'm not even gonna visit the city no more. So,
Okay,
that's kind of how I am. I ain't saying it's right, but I just don't. That's not. I've never went back for a second round.
It's not right for you. Like they said, it's not right for you, and that's totally understandable. I think people need to hear this, because we need to assess where we're at, and sometimes we might think we're the only person feeling a certain way or questioning or how to navigate it. So everyone sharing their thoughts and feelings, really helps other people to kind of put it in perspective, and maybe consider something they have not considered before. Rock, come take your minute to respond, please, and thank you, sir.
I'm not a fan of spinning the block. I'm not a fan of spinning the block. I think I'm not, because normally in any relationship I'm in, I do my best to give my all. And once I've gone as far as I'm willing to go with it, I'm good. I'm done with it. I mean, I've seen people spin the block and do great, doing great, are great, but it's just not something that I'll do. Because I put myself out there. I'm an expressive person. So if I put myself out there and you trample over it long enough, it's no good. You're no good for me. And I kind of agree. I agree with Theo said too about. I mean, if you're not going in the same direction, we're not on the same plateau, or you're not willing to go where God has me going, then it's not going to work anyway. So
good stuff. Thank you for that. So everyone, wherever you fall in this scope of spinning the block or even second time around, I think there's a difference between the two. You know, I think for myself, I promised myself I'm kind of on the lines of Justin's thinking. And I've experienced where Theo is at personally. With I actually broke my own rule about not going back. And the results were exactly what I would, you know, what happens, you know, when something is over, you just need to make sure that it's over. I will hang in there until the bitter end, do all that I can to possibly, because when I leave something, I need to make sure that I'm completely done. I don't live with regrets. So I don't ever want to feel a regret or wonder, coulda, shoulda, woulda, did I leave too soon? Did I stay too long? You know, so when it comes to that revisiting, when I broke my own rule, it did not work. It didn't. It was actually somewhat, I would say in a sense, ended horribly, but ended how it was supposed to. You know, but I think there's a difference in spinning the block versus a second time around. You know, I think when you think of giving a person a second chance, you have to ask, my number one question is, what's different now? What's changed? Because
yeah, that's definitely true. Because like,
right.
It has to be different. If what we did was working, we wouldn't be apart. You know, so what's the point of going back to what was that did not work? You know, so just,
and you know something else too, sis. Like
yes.
with is it Miss Smoochie and Eric?
Natasha.
That's Tasha and Eric. And I don't know if this is being hip. I don't know if this is being playing both sides, but to me, that's their situation is different. Right. Because you talk about when they were kids,
right?
Now they're adults,
right?
Now they were like 26, and it may be a little different. But when you're talking about kids, and then you reunite again as adults, to me that's way different than
right. We're definitely not the people we were when we were 13,
right? Yeah,
but
leaps and bounds different.
Okay, but also keeping in mind again, and we're gonna pick this back up next Thursday too, because we have another couple who's gonna answer this question too, and I hope you all come back and you can be a part of the panel and stuff. But keep this in mind, like we said earlier, some of us are still holding on to that sixth grade.
That's true too. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Thankfully, they are not. So they are a prime example of what life going on, growth, healing, and starting with a fresh slate. You know, let me get to know you again, who you are now. Not going off of who we were in sixth grade and that, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, that was our introduction, but now I get the opportunity to learn you over again, learn you now, not even over again. I get to learn you now. And so me, that's a second time around. You know, this is a whole different round. You know, it's the second round of our existence. Whereas spinning the block is, I'm coming back to what I left to do the same thing that I did before I left it. You know, but and some of us are still holding on to that hurt from sixth grade, eighth grade, high school. You know, and that will block you from even allowing yourself to get to know that person for who they are now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that makes the difference too, right? Because it is, have you done the work? Like, have you time to heal, right? Have you taken time to figure out, right? You know, who you are. Are you over what happened to you? Because the sad part is that a lot of people go from relationship to relationship to relationship and never take the time to heal, to bring one bad thing into it, like what the person before did to you, into the relationship. Now you hold another person accountable for what the other person did. So so I think there's a lot of variables to it.
Well, that's going to be our theme question for the entire month of August as we end our shows with our couple conversations. Thank you guys. This has been an amazing Thursday night After Dark kick off. All this is going to be fire. You never know what we gonna bring up in this space, but I guarantee you it's always gonna be good. It's gonna be great, and we are gonna grow. So no holds barred. Chat, thank you so much. Make sure y'all come with your questions. Get ready for Justin Wilson, author of Courageous Vulnerability, because he's going to come and bring the noise, bring the funk, in his own way. And we want to be able to engage. So go get his book on Amazon. Thank you to Coach Theo, the Bravo Nation sweetheart. We appreciate you always being here. I love my squad. Rockology. Big Rock is back in the house. It's good to have Big Bro back on the scene. Team Smoochie, a.k.a. Team Swinton, a.k.a. Mr. and Mrs. Natasha, or Eric and Natasha, because we got to do it in right order, the men first. Mr. Eric and Mrs. Natasha Swinton. My family, my peoples in real time. Appreciate y'all being here. And y'all come back next Thursday. It is After Dark all month long. And we're going to heat it up, take it up a few more notches, and have some deeper questions. Till next week. See y'all later.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Carla.
Bye.
You ain't with the loser on the